Welcome back to New Cammack. In the last session, the gang investigated the necklace that Darby stole from the neck of the fungal monster as it escaped into the woods. The glass vial on the necklace was covered in occult markings that Augustyn surmised were made by a necromancer to bestow it with unknown magical properties. He took it to the Tremere chantry where Elizabeth Blackburn agreed to study it and report back on her findings later. Meanwhile, the Toreador Geoffrey Lamprey reported that a large flying creature had descended into the woods near the prospector camp and entered a nearby cave. The gang received directions from an anachronistic gold prospector who revealed himself to be not only the foreman of the forest-dwelling prospector community, but also the younger brother of the extremely popular local hobo, Onion Jack. Following the directions, they entered the cave with the expectation of cornering and finishing off the malodorous, moldy menace. However, Excavo experienced an oracular vision of a terrified creature fleeing into this cave to escape a pursuing predator. And this creature was revealed to not be the monster our heroes expected, but instead a massive humanoid bat who has just confronted them with an ear-piercing screech. Now, a reminder, you guys were going down a tunnel, and at the end of it, you find what I suppose to be described as a room in the cave, a big, wide, roughly circular room. Glancing into it, you don't see any obvious exits. You have more or less cornered this giant bat in what seems to be its lair. This room has a bunch of dead deer stacked up in a pile, and you also noticed an oil lamp in the far corner that's currently off, and next to it, propped up next to the oil lamp on a rock, is an old-looking messenger bag. And the bat at the moment just turns to you and screeches really loudly.
Nuanced detail.
Mm-hmm.
Am I holding my bear?
Oh no.
Would you like to be holding your bear?
I would like to be holding my bear.
I don't remember you saying that you did not bring it with you. So,
okay.
Yes, you
so
have a... What are you going to do?
I think he's going to throw
clutching
the
it
bear.
protectively. No, I'm not going to throw
Bear
the bear.
bowling.
You've
No,
literally
no.
thrown your bear at...
Clearly,
What are you
antagonist.
going to do? I can't bear this.
Well, I'm no longer holding it. I am clutching it. But clearly, this bat speaks my language. And instinctively, I respond to its screech with, "Comrade! Do you understand me? We mean you no harm, friend!"
Hey, it didn't cut out.
The bat reacts almost as if your shrieking is causing it pain, much like the rest of us just did. The bat screeches at you and backs up further into the room, stumbling over the bodies of several deer. It bares its fangs and spreads its huge wings, displaying fearsome-looking talons erupting from each fingertip.
I demonstrate my bear. I gently hold it up. I don't extend it out to the thing. I just hold it and pet it with my nub. I'm holding it with my one good hand and petting it with my nub, and I'm just, friend, no harm. We here. We are. It's okay. No harm. And just trying to genuinely just show we're not there to punch it, Darby.
So this thing is shuffling backward. It's moving around erratically. It's looking around as if to see if there's anyone else behind it. It's kind of looking like it's panicking. It is doing this constant frantic screeching thing, which you do notice calms down just a little bit as it glances at the bear.
I definitely hand my bear to Archibald. And Archibald, do you please receive the bear? Please hold the bear.
Nope, my hands are full of hammer.
Quizzically look over to Excavo, offer the bear.
The bear instinctively grabs onto the clothing of anyone that it's handed to, like a koala.
Meaning me? So
So
it's
cute.
on me now?
No, I think
Okay.
I think you refused it, and now Excavo has the bear.
I, with my good hand, from whatever clothing pockets I have, produce a tomato and approach the retreating man-bat thing and like cautiously offer a tomato.
It swipes its wing at the tomato, barely missing your face, but smacking the tomato against a cave wall. You're buffeted by the unexpectedly strong gust of wind that follows. It continues backing up. It looks a little less panicked, but it's not calmed down. It's still freaking out.
I stumble with the gust of wind, and instead of like recovering and standing back up, I sit down like I'm meant to sit down, or as gracefully as I can, pretend to be sitting down deliberately. Just, okay then, I will be here. And just calmly wait for it to calm down or for our comrades to do something else contributive.
As it's shuffling
Darby.
backward, you see it glance back in the direction of the messenger bag at the far end of the room, and it slowly moves toward it while still screeching and kind of snapping at you. Excavo and Darby, please give me a perception plus investigation check.
Okay.
Perception and investigation.
All right, I got two of
Ooh,
those
shit.
dice.
I have got 8. Oh, Nelly.
I'm so sorry.
One success for Darby.
Last bite.
Jeez. A lot of successes for Excavo.
3, 4, 2, because I had 2 1s,
Oh,
and then
just
I had
2.
8, 6, 8, 9. Right, so I had 4, but then I had 2 1s.
Yep.
So,
2 for you, 1
Still,
for me. Not bad.
More than 1.
We did it.
Yay!
Success.
So the bat is no part of it is staying still. It's freaking out. It's moving its wings like up defensively. It's kind of taking
said
like
it-
little ineffective swipes in your
It's
direction.
like going towards the bag.
It is
Nothing good's in
slowly-
a messenger bag.
It is slowly shuffling toward the back. Here's the thing that you notice that the others don't notice. It's moving around really frantically, so it's hard to make out like little fine details on the bat, other than it's a giant bat, and that's
Is the
what
bear scared?
is the bear. What
Is the bear freaking out?
the bear
of this
is
giant
bizarrely okay with all this. So Augustyn and Archibald don't notice this; they just see a giant bat moving around, but. Darby and Excavo, with your heightened senses, you happen to spot something odd about the bat's appearance. The bat's forehead is lined with a very familiar-looking fungus, and its eyes are colored milky green, kind of like the pig's eyes at the Abbott family abattoir. This bat is... You also notice that it's behaving kind of strangely, like even more than just like a freaked out animal. It twitches and jerks its head every few seconds, occasionally using the tips of its wings to compulsively scratch and scrape at its head around where the fungus is. But yeah, it looks like its face or its head is infected with the monstrous fungus.
Hey, Magic Man, get the fungus out of his face. You trying to help?
How would we know it's reacting oddly if we've never seen it before?
No, we can see the fungus itself.
It's acting...
No, I mean, I see the fungus.
It's acting like there's something perhaps mentally wrong with it, like an animal with rabies or something like that. It's twitching compulsively and scratching at its own its own face.
So Darby, you're hollering at me, Magic Man, all derogatorily and whatnot, and
Well,
you're
yeah.
like a disappointed father.
Well, he's got fungus on the brain.
Okay.
This
from my
happens while
seated
you're
position,
thinking.
kind
With its wings aimed defensively forward, it reaches out a leg to snatch the messenger bag with the talons on its foot, catching the bag strap, and he pulls
Is there
it
anything
closer to him.
special about this, about the look of the messenger bag? Is it like have like a symbol on it or anything? No, is it just a plain bag?
None that you notice.
Okay.
I kind of whisper to everyone, like, do we want him to get away with the bag?
I don't know what's in the bag.
Well, yeah, but he's trying to protect it. So we can try to get it? Or...
post my nub against the ground and use it to kind of like lean forward into a crawl, and I kind of reach out my good hand, and as soon as I'm within range to do so, speed of seasons passing, and I'm going to try and wilt the fungus on his face.
It's
provided it doesn't murder me en route. I definitely approach cautiously as fuck and like safely and gently and just.
so you were trying to touch it in the face.
I slowly approach it and try and just slowly. If it needs a sniff, can sniff. It's cool. Be cool. I offered you a tomato. You clearly didn't want a tomato.
As you do this, it is screeching and snarling and snapping at you and kind of swiping at you with its wings. It's not hitting you. It's stopping like just short of hitting you. It's like swiping the air a couple feet in front of you. And as it's backing up, go ahead.
In my shouts, did it seem to recognize any of the mouth sounds I was making?
When you held up the bear, it definitely took notice of it and seemed to calm down a tiny bit. It went from an 11 to a 9.
You know who has messenger bags? DJs.
Hipsters.
I mean, you'll find either a stack of divorce papers or a bunch of yo-yos.
I am
I don't know.
guessing.
Either way.
I would just like to make known my prediction that this is
There's nothing
Jeffrey
good in there.
Lamprey.
Archibald has an interesting prediction.
This is
Despite
Jeff.
its protests, I still persist and gently but firmly try and get closer, holding my hand out in a non-threatening way. No fist, no slappy grabby gesture, just gently holding my hand, trying to approach it despite it flailing and stuff.
As you're doing this, it is continuing to back up, and it bumps its head on a stalactite and lets out a sorrowful wail like a huge baby animal calling to its mother.
Meta question. How long does it take me to cast Speed of Seasons Passing?
Just one turn?
That one?
So a few seconds.
6 seconds. How close am I to the thing?
It is keeping you at maybe a 6-foot distance.
With my vampiric athleticism, could I reasonably...
Oh, you can jump it, yeah.
I jump in the most non-aggressive way, but efficient, and just try and clutch its face, and assuming I succeed, immediately cast Speed of Seasons Passing and wilt the shit out of the fungus.
Okay, let's say this is an opposed roll of your dexterity plus brawl versus its dexterity plus brawl. So we will both...
Fungi are not plants, right?
True.
They're a different
he has
part
a
of the
penalty.
animal kingdom.
They're not
Okay.
plants, but within the lore, it is established canon that I am still able to manipulate them, but I have a -1 to my rolls, or I guess a +1 difficulty, because they're related but not quite plants. Yes.
I mean, I hate to bring this up, but you got a hella wound penalty on this as well. So that is a -3, I think.
Your hand and your eye. Yeah, you've got.
Assuming I can touch it, my other stats are just fine. If Darby wants to help,
So you have to get a 9.
I thought wound penalties get added to all your rolls.
oh, they
Right?
do, but my other stats supporting my spellcasting are
Sure.
damn
You'll,
strong.
so you'll get more die, but
You could
still have to
also
roll
expend
pretty
a
high.
willpower point to get an automatic success.
If Darby wants to contribute, I'm sure he sees Augustyn trying to approach this thing to do his thing, and also saw even if
Okay.
Augustyn's back to him.
So yeah, here's my approach. It's skeptical, but Augustyn really took the lead with this and seems to have a plan. And it's all right, plant guy, this is your thing. And so I am trying to with caution and empathy, just move the thing's hands out of the way and kind of hold it still, not hurt it, and let Tremere shit happen.
Darby's trying to hold the bat.
Much more of a slow approach, but yeah, I mean my plan is not to grapple the bat, but to hold its hands out of the way so that Andy can get through.
How big is this bat?
9 feet tall and about 900 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's very large.
Those are going to be big hands.
So I can still throw him.
So I'm going to say that what Darby... I'm going to say that what Darby is doing doesn't involve any roll. Darby is effectively a change in the environment, which is going to put the bat at a slight disadvantage. It's going to increase the difficulty of the bat's
reasonable.
roll.
Holding onto the bat's wrists?
No, I'm really just like holding its hands away from Andy. Like I'm just like blocking.
Grabbing its arms?
Yeah, essentially. I'm taking hits. Like if it actually does like lash
jerks.
out, I would take the blow instead. Like I'm just standing in between Andy and the bat so he can do his Tremere magic.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not a computer. I'm out of this fight.
So you said it's an opposing roll.
Hack the Gibson.
My dexterity
Hack
and
the
brawl
messenger bag.
versus its dexterity and brawl, correct?
Yes.
And Darby's giving it a negative check penalty. 1 success.
Yes, you will have to get at least 2 successes in order to successfully grapple this bat.
And if you were
amazed.
considering using willpower, you have to declare that before you roll.
Before you roll.
I will go ahead and, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm focused. This bat seems to be sentient and not maligned. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and expend a willpower. So I only need 1 success. Oh.
I believe you'll be rolling 1 die.
I fail.
Despite expending 1 willpower point, you fail to grapple the bat. You really try to run up and grab it by the head, but it tucks itself down and curls up into a ball with its wings over its head. And you notice a really strange thing. It starts to crouch lower and lower and lower, and you realize that it's actually shrinking. After a few minutes, or after a couple moments, it has collapsed to about the size of a cat, and it starts trying to fly away from you.
Is it holding onto the bag?
Its little foot talons are, in fact, still holding on to the strap of the messenger bag.
I grab hold of the bag.
Yeah.
Can you grab hold of the bat?
I grab hold of the whole shebang. I grab hold of the bat and the bag. It sounds like a Pearl Jam lyric. The bat and the bag. I grab them both.
Well, Darby, give me a quick, you can say, dexterity plus athletics roll, because this thing is
Plus celerity?
trying to evade you. Yeah, celerity would get added to that.
4 successes.
Fuck yeah.
And the bat trying to evade.
Dang you, bat, you squirrely little piece of junk. Oh, I saw a 10. 1, 2, 3.
Gets 3 successes.
3.
Go Darby.
You
I
grab not
appreciate the DM
only
rolls are.
you grab not
available.
only the messenger bag but the bat itself. It starts screeching furiously, clawing at your hands with its feet and biting you. But at this point, it has continued shrinking to the size of a common bat, and its attacks aren't actually doing any damage to you.
As soon as it is apparent that Darby has a grip on it, I gently but swiftly slap my fucking good hand on it and burn a blood to cast Speed of Seasons Passing. Is that a thing I am able to do?
Yes.
Like,
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, so you tried to cast it before, and now you're trying to cast it again?
I wasn't trying to cast it. I was trying to get into the situation
Yeah,
that it
he
would be
couldn't
available.
get close enough to actually
Oh,
cast
you
it.
were just
I
trying
have
to get
to-
close previously.
I have to
Now you're
touch.
casting it for the first time. Okay.
Yes, I have to be able to touch the thing to do
That makes
it.
sense.
He failed to
Interesting.
get into position
Mm-hmm.
before.
All right.
Okay.
So, Thaumaturgy, as always, is a 2-part roll. The first one is the willpower roll to activate it. Roll a number of dice equal to your permanent willpower rating. And for you, that is 6.
6.
And the difficulty is going to be 4, because this is a low-level power.
3.
3 successes.
I see 3.
Okay. And next, I think it is just intelligence plus occult.
I feel like Archibald would be lowering the hammer.
8.
I don't get to swing.
What about the bear you were holding?
Oh no, that was just me.
Yes, and Archibald. I'm still just holding this random bear. It's kind of gross.
I see.
So I don't think it's been showered.
I see 4.
It is not bathed this whole time.
I see 5 successes, 3 9s, a 6, and a 7. 5 successes is fantastic. You do your gestures and your incantations, and as you're doing that, this bat is clearly terrified. It's still shrieking little high-pitched, crazy fax machine noises that bats always do. And it's trying to get away from you, but you see the fungus on its head wither away and turn to dust and blow away, and you see its milky green eyes slowly fade back to whatever surely weird color bat eyes normally are. When I say red or black, they're red. They're red eyes for this particular bat. And it is panicking, and it starts to immediately grow larger, much larger.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
But
I am trying to continue to grapple it as it gets bigger.
But the fungus is gone. It's gone, right?
Yes, it is.
As it's growing larger, despite my I am also, now that it's receding, like, it is okay, friend. It is okay. The badness is gone. It is to the ether with it. As reasonably as I can, just trying to reason verbally with the thing.
Yeah, immediately and frantically, as soon as it can, it reinflates back into its monstrous, huge size and starts trying to scramble out of the cave past Archibald and Excavo. Darby still has a hold of it because he was grabbing it when it was little, and he kept a hold of it. Darby, give me a strength plus brawl that this bat is going to oppose with its own strength plus athletics, I think, because it's not trying to fight you exactly. But yeah, give me a strength plus brawl.
I am particularly good at this.
That you
I
fucking
think
are. Look
I
at
get
that.
double for a 10 on this. This is
It is grappling, yeah.
So that's 6 successes.
6 successes.
I feel like Archibald just dons a referee outfit and calls him pinned.
I feel like I would say
good roll
something
and
like,
oppose.
take the bag and let it run, right? Because of my vision, where I understand that this
5.
creature
Oh man, I
came
needed
here
the
to
specialty to do it. Dang.
the bat
Specialization saved me.
The bat fights against Darby, who at this point is holding on to the bat's wings.
Just take the bag.
Darby also has the bag. The bat is
Give the bag, let the creature go.
the bat is fighting against Darby and trying to get out of the cave, but not dragging Darby slightly behind because this thing is massive, and moving closer to Archibald and Excavo, but kind of slowing down, still screeching, still snapping in the direction of Archibald and Excavo, but slowly. It
I'm
looks
not
like it's
trying to
about
hurt this thing at all. Like
I'm
I
shouting,
think
"Let it go."
the amount of strength on display would probably be very distressing to this creature. Like I just so strong holding him still, but I'm not hurting him at all. And I think I'm trying to like talk to him. Like, hey, just chill, just relax. And is it possible for me to dominate this creature?
If you can get eye contact, of course. You are, however, behind it.
Oh,
And
yeah. I'm not in a good position to try to do that. Plus, I'd probably lose concentration on my grapple.
But Archibald has
I have to
dominate,
split
doesn't
my
he?
dice.
He has
I
presence.
I have dread gaze, which I was thinking
Could-
about using earlier, but it's already really freaked out, so there's not really a point.
Just run away.
No, since it's running towards me, moments before, as it was coming towards me, I looked at it and I slowly thought, bat. And then I looked at my hammer and I said, bat. And I am now in a baseball man's pose, ready to hit a real strikeout.
Knew it.
I am not the umpire. I am the hitter, and I am ready to just like.
Are you going
I
for
didn't get
terms?
I didn't get enough fighty action in the last battle, and now I am trying to like swing at this thing. Even though the consensus, I don't think I've read the situation that everybody's trying to calm it down. I'm gonna knock this thing out.
Is there something I could gain from using my auspex? Would that be
You can try.
okay? Yeah, I want to try that.
Which
Let's see,
power
'cause
of aspects?
From my vision, I understand that it came here to hide from something else, which I think is the creature we fought before. Like, I don't think this is the real big threat. So if we can just grab the bag and just leave, that would be ideal. But I want to make sure that it's, that it's not looking for something else, I guess. So wait, how would I do this? So I have 2 points in auspex.
You have heightened senses and aura perception.
Okay. I think I want to look at its aura. I think.
All right.
See where it's at. See
You
if it's if we let go of it, it's gonna attack us or not.
you concentrate on its aura, and you're still very new to aura perception. It's not immediately clear what all the colors and patterns mean, but let's say at this point you've kind of sneaked a peek at your companions' auras. You've kind of glanced around at the auras of the people that you've been hanging out with, and you're starting to notice some similarities. And when you look at this bat's aura, you see that it is pale and mostly not devoid of color, but everything is very muted, the same way that all of your vampire companions' auras are. So you get the impression that this thing is a vampire, which you may have presumed already. Also, it has a very like crackly TV static pattern to it that is how you would imagine if you were to visualize like terrified, very anxious, paranoid emotions as like color patterns. That seems to be what this thing is. And it's almost imperceptibly just barely starting to calm down. Like this pattern, the static pattern that you're seeing is just barely starting to kind of mellow out a little bit. But you're only looking at it for over the course of a few seconds, and it's hard to tell, how long it'll take for it to totally be cool again.
My understanding is, we got rid of the fungus, but now we're like still holding it down, and it doesn't like that. And my vision telling me that it came here because of something else on the outside. I think we should let it go. Like, take the bag, but let it go.
Do you say that to your companions?
I think that's... Yes.
Not even one swing.
Je suis désolé, but no.
As you were saying this,
Yes, you're right.
once again, it is shrinking back down. Since you saw it, this thing is kind of popping erratically back and forth between a tiny bat size and a giant bat size. So, Darby, as you're hanging on to it, it's starting to shrink down to the size of, like a baseball, if we're going to continue the analogy. And it is trying to slip.
No. Absolutely not,
allow it.
Archibald.
Don't listen to Andy. I'll allow it.
Well, the bat is once again trying to slip out of Darby's grasp. Does Darby
Let it go.
hear Excavo's suggestion and let go
Just
of
let
it,
it
or
go.
are you trying to keep a hold of it?
Like, we have the bag, right? So...
If you let go of it, make it more like a throw. Or like a pitch, maybe, perhaps.
Throw it out!
Yeah. Okay. So Darby is like separating the bat from the bag and kind of gives it an overhand, chuck as he lets it go, but tosses it in Archibald's direction. He's the prince. It's his choice. It's his decision.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
so bad.
I feel like I want to literally leave it up to chance, and I'm going to swing and see if I hit it or not.
No!
So the bat
No!
is actively.
I mean,
Because
the
it's
bat
going to be
versus a hammer,
like I
it's
imagine
gonna
it. I
zoom, zoom,
imagine it's
zoom.
going to be a hard thing to hit with
Yeah.
a sledgehammer in the dark. like with a sledgehammer, not a bat. Like, it's
I
gonna be
have my
tough.
headlamp. That's pretty much.
So what
all
I
the
want
light
you to
we have.
Archibald, what I want you to do is to roll your dexterity plus melee and cut that dice pool in half, rounding up. So it's going to be 4 dice. And the bat is actively trying to dodge this and gets
That was more than 4.
2 successes.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was Grams. Right.
4 dice. Need 2. Well, I don't even know what a tie would get you.
Oh my God.
3. He did it.
Oh, I did it.
No!
I didn't want to do it, but I did it. Okay. it's
I'm
happening.
shouting no.
So as soon as it seems
No,
like
he's
everyone
too scared. No.
as soon as it seems like everyone has the consensus of like, okay, the fungus is off the bat, maybe that was making it crazy. Maybe it's not
I'm
crazy
seconding
anymore.
command.
Now we have its bag, whatever the hell use that is. Now let's let it free into the. You just ping.
I did it like with my eyes closed, and I open them excitedly and start looking. I'm like, did I hit it? Did I hit it?
You swing the sledgehammer and you feel it connect very solidly with a bat. Just like you might feel the reverberations through a baseball bat when you just hit a line drive. Is that a thing? Line drives?
That's
where
a
it goes-
dinger.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
That's a.
And the bat sails across the room. The caves have rooms, right? I don't know what else to call a room like
Big
cavity in a cave. And
cavern.
and you hear it bounce off the wall and land on the floor.
No.
It doesn't appear to be moving.
You hate to see it.
My first home run.
You are a sportsman.
I am sportsman.
Augustyn just retrieves his bear from from Excavo and solemnly and sympathetically pets it and tries not
Yeah,
to
I
look
kinda-
tries not to look at the presumable corpse of the creature we were trying to be cool with.
Well, that thing's not getting away, and I stride over to it to check it out, to claim my prize.
It
Now,
seems
I
to
will
be
say it's just a bat, so I'm not torn up about it. But still, though, just knowing that it wasn't gonna attack us.
Say, Excavo, now that we're safe and the coast is clear, what's in their bag?
I don't know, Darby. What's in there?
Darby kind of forgot that he had it, and he was like, "Oh yeah." He like looks down and opens it and takes a look inside.
Inside the messenger bag, there is only a single untitled hardcover book and a few pens.
Open the book.
I open the book.
Can Darby read?
Okay.
Whoa!
All right.
Whoa! Whoa!
Sorry.
Shots fired.
That's
I have
Whoa.
1 intelligence. Thank you. That's like enough for reading.
That's enough.
You open the book.
Wow.
Hey, this is a confirmation. He can read. He can sound it out. He's doing his best.
He can sound it out.
And he definitely like moves his mouth as his eyes go over the words.
Is he like doing the finger over each line?
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
he-
no doubt, no doubt.
It's a real triumph of the
Okay.
human spirit
Okay.
thing. Darby
Not
overcoming
that there's
the odds.
anything wrong with not being a strong reader.
You open the
He
book.
keeps like waving you guys out, like I got it, I can do it, I can let me do it.
He can do it.
To Darby's great disappointment, he sees no pictures.
Oh, this
You-
book sucks.
Nothing pops up.
What does
There's
it
nothing,
say?
Nothing scratch and sniff. There are no centerfolds.
Oh, shit, book. Crap.
You open the book and read on the inside cover, Journal of John Tenniel. Then below it, in a different ink but the same handwriting, a work of creative fiction. And inside you flip through it and there are dated journal entries going back 30 years. Looking through it some more, most of the pages of the thick journal are filled with writing, and it's difficult to get a complete picture of the story told by its contents from just scanning through it quickly. So you can either spend quite a bit of time reading the text, like an hour, or you can scan through it quickly and roll intelligence plus academics to see what you.
I'm gonna definitely go with that one. I'm
what's
gonna
it-
make
what's
my
the
best.
title?
I'm gonna hang on,
Excuse
guys.
me.
I got this.
One
I got this.
intelligence.
Hang on.
What's the title of it again? Journal
It's a
of
journal. It's a journal. I got this. I'm gonna tell you what this means.
Darby,
Journal of
could I
Mr. Who?
perhaps give
Wait,
that
just hold on a second, sir.
He wants to try it. Let it try it. I don't know. I just held the bear. I don't know.
So this is 1 dice for me.
1 die, yes.
I'm just trying to think about how hard Darby would be trying. Like I'm half tempted.
Would it be hurting his head?
Half tempted to roll willpower with this to succeed, but no. I'm just gonna see how it goes.
Go.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it. Okay. All right. So I think that this guy was like the zookeeper around here, and he's the one who was in
What's
who was in charge of all these animals, and he's bad at his job.
Wait, what was
Darby.
the name on the inside? Whose
It was
journal is this?
John Millennial.
That's
John who?
Millennial.
That's what Darby tells you. Yes.
John Millennial, and he's
Are you?
he's so proud of himself
John?
for helping.
Millennial.
Wow, Darby, that sounds fascinating. Can I see? I think that sounds like a
Yeah.
really cool book.
Can
I'm
you
gonna-
read it out loud?
I mean, it's pretty boring. It's pretty simple stuff. I'm not sure if you'd even be all that into it, but yeah, I guess you can check it out.
Okay.
Well, thank you. I take it, and can I roll with that? Because I'm a professor and know how to
Does he-
read.
Does he read it out loud?
Intelligence plus
Do you
academics.
read it out loud?
Archibald, I believe that's 6 dice for you.
So
What would
similar,
that be for me?
similar skill level.
Oh, it would be 6 for me as well.
I fail at it. That'd be sad.
Like, yeah, John
Threes
Millennial.
all across the board.
Nailed it.
You got,
Got
two
it.
successes.
I
is
like
John
to imagine
available?
that I look at it and it is like some Dr. Seuss level writing.
So, like timeless American treasure.
Timeless American
Timeless?
treasure. It's literally
Written
just
by a
Garfield
questionable
comics.
man?
Prince Archibald, you pick it up. Once again, this is a thick, old-looking journal, just densely packed with dated entries. On the inside cover, it's written "Journal of John Tenniel," and it seems like, as an afterthought, right underneath that, the same person in a different pen wrote a work of creative fiction. And as you flip through the journal, you come to understand that Tenniel has been traveling North America and investigating anything that might be a threat to vampires. He doesn't appear to work for anyone, and he only rarely comes into deliberate contact with other vampires, and only then to deliver reports to city-level authorities about threats in their backyard, such as Sabbat, werewolves, infernalists, and hunters. He's essentially a free agent spy and occasional mercenary when his help is requested to purge enemies from Camarilla and independent territories. He mentions flying from place to place, and he pieced together that he travels in the form of a small bat, and that he has a larger battle form that he employs when fighting, which you are already quite acquainted with. Though it's a fairly dry log of his observations and activities, the journal suggests that he's a thoughtful and intelligent person who values his solitude, wants werewolves and vampires to keep their distance from each other, wants to protect vampires from hunters, but more than anything wants to exterminate the Sabbat. You see where he has occasionally tipped off werewolves and hunters to the location of Sabbat packs to instigate ambushes in the hopes that the Sabbat would be eliminated without risking the safety of other vampires. You flip to the final entries in the journal, which are written in a noticeably larger, shaky, jagged script that jabs and tears at the paper erratically. The most recent content is an entry about an incident in Chesapeake, Virginia, dated 2 years ago. Then a short follow-up entry dated 2 months after that. Does Chesapeake, Virginia sound familiar to anyone?
No.
Should it?
I think
I've heard of the place before, but I don't know.
Hey, Excavo,
That's a place.
I feel like
Notekeeper, give me just an intelligence check. Difficulty 5.
Hold on. Wait, whoa.
Oh, you already got it? You didn't need to roll?
whoa.
Whoa.
I
Hold
figured
on.
this was in your notes.
Hold on.
It is.
I need
not
to
in
scan
mine.
back a little bit. I think the license plate of the paramedic that was from West Virginia.
Yes, the mysterious
Yes,
ambulance.
I didn't even have to look for that. I just
Yes. The mysterious ambulance, its registration was traced back to Chesapeake, Virginia. So the second to last entry is this. Paraphrasing, this is what you get from the entry. John Tenniel was in Chesapeake, Virginia, and noticed the telltale signs of 2 brainwashed ghouls that appeared to be on some sort of mission. He began to stealthily tail them, and he observed them researching something in a library computer lab one night, and then leaving and walking with flashlights west into the wilderness in the direction of the Great Dismal Swamp, a large protected wildlife refuge. It's a real place with a really appropriate name for this theme, turns out. I didn't make it up. After a long hike, they walked up to a spot in the swamp where a white horse was tied up next to a crude wooden shelter, and they began speaking. Here, Tenniel scribbled a note in the margin that reads, "Possible connection to the writers," with the writers in quotes. After following these 2 suspected brainwashed ghouls to this place in the Great Dismal Swamp, Tenniel quietly climbed a tree overhead and eavesdropped. He wrote down these quotes. "We have done well. Our contacts have found Palladian in New Cammack, Indiana. We can arrange transportation. The only thing standing in the way of the master's plan." And here, he wrote the word masters in both singular possessive and plural possessive forms, with a question mark indicating that it was ambiguous whether or not there was more than one master in the quote, "the only thing standing in the way of the master's plan." The quotes continue. "Took your arm. Now the hunt can continue. Palladian must be destroyed. Consume the tainted souls of those who carry the curse of the third human. To absorb their power and use it to end this corrupt world. To usher in a new era under the Master's command. To bring an end to the world of vampires." Tenniel's footing slipped and a branch cracked and fell from the tree, startling the ghouls, who pointed their flashlights at him. A large creature rose up out of the swamp and roared. Tenniel began shifting into his battle form, and the creature suddenly tackled him out of the tree and slammed him to the ground, pinning him on his back. Still partially blinded by the flashlights, Tenniel made out few features. The creature was covered in swamp filth, and its skin was a yellowish green. It was several feet taller than an average person. It had a huge mouth filled with jagged teeth, a large sagging belly and breasts, no apparent eyes nor nose nor ears, just a smooth head covered in mud. The creature breathed a dusty cloud that smelled like mushrooms onto Tenniel's head and started gouging at his throat with its claws. He managed to transform into a small bat and flee the swamp in terror, occasionally shifting into his battle form when a sudden noise convinced him that his attacker had caught up with him and was about to pounce. He escaped the area without seeing the creature again and set out to race to New Cammack, hoping to arrive before the creature and to find Palladian first. The entry ends with the word Palladian underlined and a list of words with question marks: organization, person, weapon, and the lines, They say that Palladian is the only thing that can stop their plan, and must find Palladian first, and must stop their plan. This leads to the final journal entry, which is scrawled sentence fragments. You see just kind of all over a few pages. Can't think straight. It's coming. I can feel it coming for me. Can't take human form anymore. Have to hide. Arrived in New Cammack. Must figure out what Palladian is. Can't investigate in this form. Hide. Cave. Then just it's coming, repeated over and over and over again, written dozens of times in overlapping scrawls, concluding in an unintelligible mass of scribbles carved violently into the paper.
Do you explain this to like the rest of us, or does Darby still think his interpretation is the correct one?
I think I would just quietly skim through that, and before I said anything, I would go back to him to see if he is dead or not, to see if I killed him.
It isn't moving, but you would think that if it were dead, it would do the normal dead vampire thing and start decomposing swiftly and turning into dust.
Oh.
It seems to be stunned, because the equivalent of a wrecking ball just hit it.
Do you touch it? If not, I'll touch it.
I'm going to give it a blood point.
Just like feed it.
Yeah.
No.
It instinctively drinks this blood point, and you see its eyes light up and start blinking, and it starts looking around and kind of thrashing its wings around, more awkwardly than frantically. And it's not screeching. It's just kind of trying to get its bearings.
I think Darby holds it steady and gives it one more.
It is resistant to getting another blood point. It's kind of like,
oh, okay.
No, meh.
Fine then.
So at the moment, it's just acting like a stunned, confused little bat.
Do we have any way to tie it up?
Do we need to?
Well,
I believe I still have rope.
It doesn't seem to be flying away. It's still here.
well, not now, but
I believe I still have
it's going to
rope.
wake up, it's going to come to, and it's going to be pissed that someone just walloped it with a giant hammer.
Hey, with any luck,
Oh,
maybe
it's
it won't
all right.
remember that it had the thing hit it.
It's fine, Darby.
thing.
He's perfectly reasonable.
You could put it
Well,
in the messenger
he used
bag.
to be. Let's use the bag to transport it. A completely original idea that I just had.
Smart. All right.
The birdie told me.
So we gently tuck our wounded Batman into the messenger bag with his journal.
So Archibald speed reads through the journal, concentrating on it really carefully, and absorbs all of this.
So it's really cool. I
information.
just like flip through it once, and I'm just
flips
like,
flips through the
well,
pages.
like the doctor.
So what do you share with your companions about the contents of the journal?
Do any of you guys know a Palladian?
Is it are you talking about a thing? Is it a place?
It could be a person or a weapon or a.
I don't know
Right,
if it's
so-
ever come up, but I'm pretty sure I have.
I don't. I think it is new.
Eidetic.
Photographic.
Eidetic? Yeah, photographic.
I'm
Pretty
trying. I'm trying to. Anyway.
You remember
yeah.
good.
much.
I do remember good. If it has it come up in a capacity that Augustyn would recall,
This is an
having heard the word.
This is an
Nothing.
unfamiliar
It's
word
new.
to you. Tenniel spells it Palladian, but
Oh, I got it
you
right.
can
Spelling bee champ.
you can surmise that he was
I put two
hearing
Ls.
someone saying this word and writing it down, and who knows if that's even the right spelling.
It's usually spelled with 2 L's.
So, well,
Usually.
palladium is Palladian even a word?
I don't know.
So everybody, this here in the bag, this is Tenniel, and I'm starting to suspect that this is not a work of creative fiction. It's more. It
Also-
seems to be more a work of creative non-fiction.
Okay, but what did that guy do to Millennial?
That's
I mean,
his
without
brother.
getting into is nonfiction really creative?
Brother,
what
it's
did you
always the
find?
brother.
That's his brother. It's a good thing that I caught him, because we'll need to have a chat with him when he wakes up, because he has been on the trail of our swamp thing for some time. Or I should say, the swamp thing's been on his trail. Also, those Chesapeake boys, the paramedics, we're going to want to find them real soon.
The bat's in the bag, right?
Bats in the bag.
Who let the bat out of the bag?
Yeah, I was about to say, let the bat out of the
I feel like I inconspicuously tuck my bear into jacket or however I smuggled him in past the prospector without him noticing. And
Oh,
I'm
the
like,
prospector noticed and just was like, nice bear there.
ignored it. Okay. Comrades, I believe we have accomplished what we came to do. Shall we
We shall away.
leave?
Let's go.
Take
let's
the bat
go
in the
and-
bag
Try to wake this guy up and get your fancy necklace red or whatever.
I definitely respectfully drop off my... No! Excavo's the only one with a helmet.
Correct. I return whatever I took.
So the
Aw,
bat
dang
is very much awake, but is kind of weakly sort of like thrashing around in the bag.
Oh,
like
ooh. Augustyn, do you have a tomato?
Had!
You don't have any more tomatoes.
Of course I have more tomatoes, but I had one more than I do now.
I feel like the bat
I
could use a tomato.
I produce another tomato, and I, without giving it to Excavo to give him, I kind of like...
I'm
You
not
don't
holding
take
the
it
bat,
out.
so
You-
you wouldn't
I
have to give it to
rapidly
me
roll the
anyway.
bag, and I stuff with my good hand. I slide
I'm holding the bear.
the tomato into the bag and see.
Speaking
if,
of,
like,
I give the bear back. Take
I've
this
already
from
taken
me.
the
He
bear
had
back.
it. He had the bear.
I already took the
This
bear
bear
back.
needs a shower.
cool, the bag has a tomato in it now.
Is the bat going to eat the tomato?
Also, as
the
soon
world
as
must
you
know.
get out of the cave, everyone's cell phones get signal again, and Augustyn, you have a new voicemail from Elizabeth Blackburn.
Oh.
Also important details. I am holding the bear in my nub hand, and I answer with my good hand, and listening to the voicemail but addressing it like it's an actual phone call, I scream, "Hello!" and then listen to the voicemail.
God damn it. So the voicemail. Hello, Augustyn. This is Elizabeth. I've finished what I can do with my studies of this artifact. It should come as no shock that the bottle is, as far as I'm aware, meant to contain something, though it's currently empty. Here's what I determined. The way that the magical symbols are positioned, completely surrounding the bottle, suggests a few options to me. Either it's enchanted to keep something out of it, maybe to protect its contents from unwanted influence, or it's enchanted to keep something from escaping, or enchanted to draw something into it, like a sponge. Now, necromancy is, of course, the art of manipulating the souls of sentient creatures and bodies that are no longer inhabited. So this artifact may ward off ghosts. It may act as a container for a ghost. It might draw out the soul of a living person. I'm afraid I do not know. Whatever it does, I don't see any signs of it being active now. And if there is a way to activate it, I don't know what that might be. But if that creature was wearing it, then it must have provided it some benefit. I believe that if this were a weapon, it wouldn't have been worn around the neck in this fashion. I think it's more likely that this was used for protection, but at this point, I'm afraid I'm only speculating. Okay, bye! And she hangs up.
That's what you do, Andy. You go.
In profound disappointment.
And then you get a text message from her saying,
Oh no.
by the way, come by and pick it back up whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool.
I think Darby probably would have been driving back that way anyway.
So we're definitely on our way. In the process, I definitely toss my brain back into the there's a word for it, the dead hand with the dead eye.
Rooter's Hand.
Rooter's hand.
Named after someone named Rooter who did the ritual for the first time.
Guy sounds like a real Chad.
Chad's hand.
In profound disappointment on our trip there, I activate my Rooter's hand and start writing down a rather effective mixture for fertilizer, heavily featuring manure.
I mean, do you just write down pour
Okay.
shit on your garden? Is that...
That's kind of what he's implying, and hoping that Lady What's-Her-Fuck doesn't notice that's what I'm implying.
Okay, yes, you do that.
Is there anything else in there?
Super, super important stuff here. But so we're headed back to the Chantry to pick up the doohickey, yeah?
Yes, and everyone is in the El Camino, is that right? With Augustyn customarily in the mullet of the El Camino?
I can't remember how we traveled out here, but that sounds plausible.
I'm pretty sure
I can't remember either.
eidetic memory. Eidetic? I know we came out in the mullet.
That's the funniest thing to not be able to remember.
Where's the messenger bag? Darby, are you driving with it on your lap?
Darby is wearing it as awkwardly as possible, full across the chest, and he's got the messenger bag.
Is it
Just-
acting as
necklace.
lumbar support? the straps across your chest, but the actual
then, the
contents are
actual...
No, he's got
behind
it
your
to the
lower back.
side. He's got it fashionably to the side. He's just got it next to him there in the driver's seat.
A freaking messenger bag. Ah, there it is. There it is.
Yes.
There it is. It's not like
I
it's
imagine
like a
something
bib.
like this, maybe.
Yeah.
Seriously
bib.
though? Seriously though?
Like a lot
I mean,
cooler,
honestly,
but
come
cl-
on.
like
Oh my
close.
god. Oh my god.
I even have chesticles now, courtesy of my bag. It's great.
Darby, as
Get
you're
out of
driving,
here.
you
Graham,
are...
don't-
Melt a Twizzler. What?
Don't kill the messenger bag.
Oh my god.
I'll kill whatever I want.
Darby, as you were driving...
I don't have a messenger bag.
Darby, as you were driving, you are suddenly sharing the driver's seat with a full-sized person who was not there a moment ago. And he suddenly pops up out of the messenger bag
Oh,
and turns
no.
to you and goes, "Who the hell are you?"
All right, so I attempt to continue driving recklessly fast and just handling this as if I expected this to happen all along. And I was just like, I was wondering when you would show up.
This gentleman is
So-
wearing a knitted cap and a plaid flannel shirt. He kicks his feet out of the messenger bag and falls onto the lap of Archibald, who I presume is in the passenger seat. Knitted cap, plaid flannel shirt. He has sleeves rolled up to reveal extremely hairy forearms, slightly above Robin Williams' level of hairy forearms. He has a pair of well-worn jeans that are hanging over old-looking brown leather boots. And as he's talking to you, it shifts a pair of impressive, long, bushy mutton chops, which meet at a long mustache that droops down over his lips, kind of like Sam Elliott.
Oh, there better be a photo.
And he has a stubbly chin. I did not have a photo prepared for this, and I think I described it too descriptively to find a photo that matches. So he kind of falls backward onto Prince Archibald and goes, "Who the hell are you people?"
Hello, John. Can I call you John?
It's Mr. Millennial to you, sir.
He looks down at the messenger bag. "You have my journal."
That's right. Nice to meet you, John. Don't worry, you're in safe hands, literally. Nice to meet you. I'm Professor Archibald Alvins, Prince of New Cammack, Indiana.
He holds a hand up kind of on your chest, not aggressively, but like to steady you and him, and he studies you for a second. He says, "Kindred,
Indeed, all of us are.
to whom do you declare allegiance? Who do you serve?
The Camarilla.
Prove it. What are the traditions?"
Well, I mean, this one here is a Malkavian, and I'm a Brujah.
You would remember the traditions are a small set of rules. Kind of like
Is there a thing?
commandments.
Okay, cool.
There is a thing. I don't know.
What are the traditions?
Like, our point of lore would tell us that, right? Like, we would know, presumably. The tradition.
Yeah, you can roll for it. Intelligence plus lore, which would be intelligence just +1.
I nominate the prince.
Yeah, I'm rolling. Ah, yes, the traditions. Allow me to just remember
No.
these dice roll. Ah, yes, of course, the traditions. Well, I wouldn't want to bore you with the traditions. Excavo, the traditions,
Yes,
please.
I am going to be better at this than you. That's for sure. Let's see here. What do I roll?
I mean, I can't really do the traditions with you here on my lap. Excavo, would you mind rolling intelligence plus lore? Ah, yes, the traditions.
The traditional role of traditions. The
Yeah.
tradition
Graham,
stats.
what's the die? What do I
Intelligence
need to
plus
roll?
1.
Oh,
I start banging on the kind of back window, and I'm like, Augustyn, Iditic boy. What are the
See?
traditions?
there we go. Tradition.
TraditShon.
Oh my god.
No.
Tradition.
Okay, so
got four
can I
successes.
please pipe in with Darby first? Like,
I
got a critical success. I
Absolutely.
want Darby to just like yes. So Darby pipes in. He's like, obviously the traditions are whatever they are. You know, he just like rattles them off precisely as if his sire had drilled these into him. Like
Yeah.
he knows them down to the letter and nails it with exact perfection.
So, like a fraternity member, speed rattling through the Greek alphabet,
Yes.
Darby
Yes.
says, the masquerade, the domain, the progeny, the accounting, hospitality, and destruction.
Yeah, he like rattles them off all proper like, and then goes right back into character as if that didn't happen.
After
Ah,
me,
very
of
good,
course.
my young student Darby. Just the traditions.
No. I got the better roll. No.
So, John,
You
No,
going
you
to-
definitely
are you gonna
had
say
it
that
right, and
more?
you were giving the correct answer for sure. But yeah,
John looks at Darby
Went
and
for
then
the-
looks
for
at
the
everyone
meme.
else suspiciously.
And as he's saying that, every time Darby says one, I'm like, and then kind of like repeat it after him.
progeny. Yep.
Yes, progeny, the masquerade, of course, the masquerade.
Right.
Like,
Domain. Yeah, that's the
Masquerade,
most
yeah.
important one.
So,
Like tradition hype man. The prince.
so he looks at Darby and then he looks at everyone else suspiciously, and then he kind of nods.
I'm the sheriff. They're all right. Don't worry about it.
And he looks through the back window to Augustyn and the mullet, who surely noticed that suddenly there's an additional passenger in the car.
How loud is the muffler on this El Camino though? Because as far as I can tell,
Outrageously loud.
I am just
Love it.
as close to content as Augustyn gets, just chilling in the bumpy ass mullet, holding his bear and just like stroking it, letting the wind whip through his hair, occasionally
Stroking
calling
bear.
out plants he hasn't seen in a minute as they pass by trees or shrubs or something.
He said
So-
hi to plants.
Augustyn is too busy stroking it, and he's not aware of what's happening in the car. But John looks back and says, "That one there, I owe him a debt of gratitude. I feel like I just woke up from a
I
long...
mean, it was my idea, but yeah, okay, yeah, he did
Who's
his
he looking
weird
at?
magic
Who's he
stuff.
looking at that he owes his debt?
Augustyn.
Oh, yes.
He says, I feel like I just woke up from a long nightmare.
Yeah, we've seen this before. Whatever got you got one of the Brujah around here, and it's got a bunch of other people up toward the abattoir.
And
It's
pigs.
spreading.
Sorry, I need a second to catch my bearings, but you people should know that I'm on a mission. And either you're going to help me with it, or you're going to stay out of my way. And
Oh, I presume that we're helping. Oh, is it end?
let's end the
Sorry for
session
ruining that.
right there.
Oh,
Dope.
Ooh,
the intrigue.
the intrigue.
It's a little over an hour. It seems like a good
Improv.
stopping point. All right, what do we think?
Ooh.
So it was a lot of
I
exposition.
am. Yeah, I like it.
I'm glad we didn't have to fight that thing, especially after my vision.
I mean,
Hey,
we
speak for
kinda
yourself.
fought with it. We grappled it and hit it with
that's
a
a
hammer,
pretty
but yeah,
one-sided
we
fight.
didn't kill it.
I mean, it was stunned, you know.
I'm pretty
But I
sure
mean, fighting the 9-foot tall man bat.
Yeah, we would have had to try quite hard to kill John Tenniel, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Who knows? If we just managed to not die in the fight, he might have died himself.
Or
very
Jackie
shortly in the fight.
Millennial, as he will forever be known to Darby.
Darby, by the way, when you were grappling with John Tenniel in his giant form, you happen to notice, I mentioned that he was about 9 feet tall, 900 pounds. That happens to be the same stats for the fungal monster. You felt like you were grappling with an equivalently sized, giant, powerful, scary thing. So yes, you got the impression that it would have been quite difficult to fight it.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since we knew, well, I knew that it wasn't going to hurt us. We didn't really have a reason to
You suspected.
waste our energy fighting it. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting that now we're going to be, well, I assume, helping this person.
Or will they be helping us? And will we
I
make
can't
friends
wait to
along
bring
the
him
way?
to the chantry.
I thought we were about to bring another unconscious person to the chantry and be like, hi, can you help us
sorry.
again?
Can you help us again?
yeah.
We
Where we
smacked
going
this
like
one with the
this?
hammer.
You're effectively a hospital for us now.
Oh my god, it's a Poke Center here at the
Bum,
chantry.
bum, ba-da-da.
All right.
I feel like at a certain point they would just start removing limbs from me for every body we bring in to get
You're
healed.
gonna be in a few pieces.
I'm
they're
so
just gonna call
intrigued.
me
What is
by
this new
Chili.
ritual? Rooter's foot. Shut up. Like,
Rooter's heart. Rooter's
By the end
GI
of the
tract.
campaign, Augustyn's just a sentient torso. literally
Rooter's
hopping
skin.
around.
Hey, don't give me
Rooter's
ideas.
pelvis.
Oh no. Oh,
Your
no.
next nightmare, you'll be cut up into tiny pieces by the Tremere.
Your next nightmare.
All right, you guys ready to spend
cool,
some
man.
experience points?
We're on
Yay,
points. Let's see here.
I have an idea of where I want to at least put 1 point, but how much XP does Augustyn have?
So fucking much.
21 points.
Jesus Christ, I'm back up there. Okay. I felt like I've been spending fairly liberally compared to the first.
Well, you
17.
guys get 3 experience points basically every hour.
Very casual.
There's so much going on.
That's good
you
pay.
Know, we're taking it all in.
You're all growing up.
I want to put a point in Brawl. As manic as I am about like trying to do things, even though I know for a fact I shouldn't be able to physically accomplish them. Like, I think, especially with trying to grapple something that might have tried to rip my damn head off, I want to put a point there.
You have spent 3 points, and you have a point of brawl now.
Cool. And have I put a point in empathy since we started the campaign?
You have not.
How many points would it cost me to put a 4th point in empathy?
6 points.
I will go ahead and, as long as that's available to me, absolutely do that. And now I need to think of a specialization for empathy. I guess bookmark for now, critters.
Yeah, I was about to say caring for animals.
Well, animal kin is its own
Yeah, it's kind of
separate
its own thing, right?
But like non-humanoid things, I feel like I've developed a particular relationship with things that humanoids don't tend to empathize with.
Like objects.
I-
He can empathize with stuff. Give him that specialty for free.
Stuff.
every time I see a pair of shoes, I just tear up a little bit. Just
They get stepped on all day, every day.
I know what it feels like. They have a soul just like me. And a
He's
tongue.
crying every time he drinks tomato juice.
that's so that's 9 points. That puts me down to 12.
Top-notch subtraction.
Well, thank you. Can I put a point in ego? Because my self-confidence is through the roof.
You could put a point in willpower.
Charisma?
Or charisma,
That's
yeah.
true. Willpower's good.
Actually, not charisma, but willpower, yes.
Say, I still don't think I'm charismatic. I'm pretty sure like I still ward people off.
I feel like being charismatic and being likable are two separate things.
Let's circle back to Augustyn. Archibald,
I think I'm
you
good
have,
on spending anyway.
you have 10 points that you can spend. Archibald?
I'm not gonna spend anything this time.
Okay. Darby, you have 3 points to spend. You get a new ability.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna save up too. I don't know what I'm going for, but I don't see any first level abilities or knowledges or anything that jumping out to me.
Excavo, you were up
How much is a point of willpower?
It is your current rating is how much a new dot would cost. So for you, that would be 5.
Got it. 5. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna chill.
Excavo, you have 10 points to spend.
Okay, so I have been flexing my aspects lately. I feel like...
Very true. What's the third level?
How much would it be for a third level?
Well, you can't because you just...
Yeah, because I just upgraded to second level. That's right.
Yeah, it's been 2.
But I feel like something related.
You could potentially bump up investigation and perception tend to be what you use in Auspex
with.
challenges.
Perception's pretty high up there. I think investigation would be what
Does
I wanna
anyone
do.
on our squad have high perception?
I have 4 perception.
How the fifth dot would cost 12, right? It's 3 times current level.
I thought
For
it
the
was
next
4
point.
times level.
It's 4 times current level for attributes.
Attribute?
Excavo, you cannot afford to increase your perception, and it's been too recently that you increased your investigation. So actually, neither of those would work.
No.
And honestly,
Could I put a point in empathy?
Yes, absolutely. That would be 3
Because
points.
I feel like that would be 3 points. Because I feel like, me trying to understand things outside of my usual, I'm better than everything. It's coming from my Auspex use. So it's 3 points.
Yeah, that works.
I think that's all I'm going to do.
and just for clarity, Darby, both Excavo and Augustyn both have 4 points in perception.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just making sure our squad is well rounded across because Darby can't do. He's got wits, and that's it. And the mental stats.
You need
I've got the
spotters.
wits, I've got the intelligence and the perception.
I feel like
and
every time I
manipulation.
roll an
I'm at 4
intelligence
on all
challenge with
those.
1 or 2 dice, I hit it. Darby's just been nailing it.
Except
for that book reading, that did not go well.
Previously.
But I think that was the best. That was the best possible outcome. It was hilarious.
Man, I've got
John Millennial.
Jackie, I'm going with Jackie. His brother,
Millennial.
Jackie Millennial.
John
Yeah.
Mulaney.
I was honestly going to be a
Millennial.
little disappointed if Darby actually
Millennial.
succeeded in that role to read the journal. Be like, well, this isn't going to be funny.
Yeah, that was the
This isn't a
perfect
moment.
outcome. Very happy it worked like that. Although I was not very prepared for an alternate story. It worked out.
Okay, well, in the next session, you are going to arrive at the Chantry to pick up that weird necklace amulet thing from Elizabeth Blackburn, and presumably have a lengthier conversation with this John Tenniel character.
What is
Can't
that
wait.
necklace amulet? What is that made out of, or like appear to be made out of?
It was a metal chain, and it is a glass bottle with wire wrapped all around it.
Glass bottle. Okay, cool.
I want to say amulet, but I don't know if it is technically an amulet. I'm uncertain about the exact definition of amulets. It's a little glass vial, about like fist sized, on a necklace, whatever you want to call that.
There you go.
Definitely a talisman.
Okay, talisman. We can go with talisman.
An amulet is an ornament or small piece of jewelry thought to give protection against evil, danger, or disease.
Seems
Or
like an
maybe it's
amulet as well.
Then, if you're dumb.
I guess it depends on what it's for. So talisman is thought to have magic powers and to bring good luck.
So I'm
it,
obviously right. So
it depends on what it's for. Yeah.
I was just wondering if it might be made out of the metal palladium.
I don't know if those people. I mean, this is meta, but if those people already had it, they wouldn't. They would already have won the game, right?
Well, it's the only thing that can stop them.
And
Yeah.
So
and we
it would
got
be
it off
good
of one
for
of
them to have
Yeah.
it.
And just to clarify, in the journal, Palladian was definitely spelled with an N.
Yeah, I know. But that since that's not a word, I was just brainstorming.
It's a word, just not real.
It's
Everything's
a
a
word.
word.
It describes a type of
I mean, it's
architecture.
a word in this now, and yeah, Palladian architecture.
Perhaps that's what they were referring to.
like the caramel palladium.
It's the Chantry.
Is the chantry palladi-esque?
I think it's palladial, Palladian a little bit.
Palladial.
Does it have columns? I feel like there were columns.
Ooh, I love columns.
All right, well,
do we like Ionian, Dorian?
I've always thought that Leslie Lane is the final villain.
that's a good twist.
Spoiler.
Maybe
But then
wasn't
again, I
thinking of
also
that, but
thought
now-
that the man.
now it's true.
I did think that the
Storyteller can
man.
change his mind at any time.
I also thought that Man Bat was Jeffrey Lamprey, and that was very quickly proven wrong.
Yeah.
I thought for a split
wonder where he
second,
got
like,
off
I could change that, but no, that would screw up the whole story, the whole plot. Okay, great
That's what our
session,
fans have been
everybody.
waiting this whole time for.
Love you guys.
a
Bye
podcast.
bye.
Until next time, bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.